Welcome back, everybody, to our So Spiritual episode 5. I hope you guys are having a good time right now. It is December the 24th here in Central Florida. And as many of us going into the last preparations for Christmas, if you are in a Christian society and you're celebrating Christmas either tonight or tomorrow morning, then you're starting to feel energies heating up a little bit. Okay, so let's back up a little bit. My name is Bryndis, and I'm a professional energy healer and energy coach. And here in So Spiritual Daily, we are reflecting on current energies and diving deeper into specific subjects that you guys bring up for me or that are reflected in our current energies. So today I want to talk about money issues and whether or not having money, wanting to have money, not having money, whether this is spiritual or not. All right, so if you've been following the last 4 days, then you know that this is recorded live and that I need your guys' comments and sharing to move forward. But let's do a sound check here real quick. Let's see how far away we are from another. Can you guys send me hearts or likes just so that I know how long the delay is here between us? And in the meantime, you can also let everybody know what country you're from. This is the coolest part, you know, seeing that we are gathering empaths, energetically sensitives, and awakening people from all over the world. Okay, so it looks like we're having like a little more than 30 seconds, but less than a minute. Oh my God, thank you so much for your hearts, guys. Wonderful. I'm waving back here on Instagram. So we're live on Instagram, Facebook, and also the transCODES forum. If you don't know anything about the transCODES forum, guys, take advantage of this free empath forum. Okay, so I have been building this forum for 8 years now, and this is a treasure, guys. This is a treasure. This is also where we do the group coaching, when we do remote energy sessions from the comfort of your own home. So check this out, okay? It's for free, and there's a live broadcast of this So Spiritual Daily as well. All right, well, let's look at today's energies a bit, okay? So they're a bit elevated. The stress level is on red today. A lot of people starting to wake up to the reality that they've spent too much money here towards the end of the year. If you live in the US and you are a government worker, you don't know when you get your next paycheck. If you are a stockbroker or somebody who has a 401k in the stock market, you are getting a little stressed out, okay? Because things are clamping down. Money is clamping down. All right, and how does that affect us as empaths, as energetically sensitives? We're going to dive deeper into this here today. And we also want to investigate whether, you know, sort of looking at your money or, you know, feeling affected by your financial situation, whether this could be called spiritual or not. Okay, so we've defined what spiritual is in the first episode. And this is important here. We have a deeper look at things. We look at it from the energetic perspective. Okay, so let's look at what this does to us. Okay, so when you feel that you're running out of money, or when you sort of chronically suffer from the lack of money, it affects your first chakra. It affects your root. It affects your root chakra. Okay, this is located in the lower part of your torso. And no worries if you don't understand energy centers yet. We're going to do a whole entire series on chakras and what spiritual type you are, starting on January 1st. So if you are interested in knowing more about chakras, then tune in definitely from January 1st till January 7th, because we're going to sort of shift the so spiritual into so chakra and really go into the detail. I'm doing this in cooperation with basmati.com, a wonderful website for you know, sort of spiritual tools, mindfulness tools. Yesterday we talked about how to clear oneself, and I noticed that there were a lot of people present who actually have businesses around this, who sell essential oils or sell crystals or herbs. You know, guys, comment here. Let the people know that you are producing essences, oils, you know, herbs, remedies for people who are energetically sensitive. Okay, so it's okay to put your website here. All right, I want people to come here and leave with practical tips, with understanding that there are things that they can do, and you know, what can help them. Yes, and thank you so much, guys, for letting others know how great the forum is. Thank you for mentioning this. Yes, the forum is amazing. You're coming from Belgium, you come from South Africa, you're coming from Washington. This is so awesome. Thank you guys for engaging here. All right, this is important for those who are not familiar with this yet, and also with the work that I've been doing here over the past 10 years, you know, helping people who are awakening, helping people who are on the spiritual path, you know, to navigate through this, through better understanding what they are sensing, through giving them ways to contextualize this. All right, so let others know. Yes, thank you guys. All right, so who of you is currently experiencing sort of a clamp on money? You can't see the full picture yet. Okay, that's also called uncertainty. So who of you is uncertain about their financial situation, or how they're gonna, you know, pay things back, or how they're gonna pay for things right now? Is this hitting you hard right now? Physically, you know, we still have the head pressure going on. That's what most empaths report. And please let me know how you're feeling physically. Issues with your immune system, you know, thinking that you're getting sick. So yesterday was a little better, but today it seems, you know, that people feel a bit more stressed out physically. Yes, people are having issues with their stomach as well. Let me know how you're feeling about, you know, the current energies here in this pre-Christmas craze. All right, yes, so needing to find new ways. That's something that comes up when you feel into money. Yes, and we all need to keep an eye on this, guys, and here's why. Okay, so when it affects our root chakra, that means it affects the feeling of security. Okay, the right to be here, the right to inhabit our space. Yesterday we talked about how to clear the space that we inhabit, but when our root is kind of distorted, and when the energy flow in our foundation is contracted, all right, then it's very difficult to even feel when our space is contaminated, or when there are things that you know, are not really in order, that do not make us feel safe. And so today is the day where you know, you can perhaps sense this a little more, how this can distract you from being in the moment. And so one of the things that are very important when it comes to money is understanding that it's not just about money, it's about you feeling the right to be here. And it directly plays into your ability to feel self-value, you know, to feel belonging in some ways. Because if you don't feel that you have the right to be here, or you can't pay for being here, you know, then this can affect, you know, like everything about yourself, and it can lead to you trying to hide or trying to check out. Okay, so you got to catch those things. Yes, nausea and pressure in the temples, back of the head, a bit of throat. So the nausea, we talked about this yesterday, can be a sign that there is too much energies coming in from the outside and bombarding you. The third chakra here, the solar plexus, is the area where you feel sort of, it's like the gut punch, you know, it's where you feel that you're being inhibited in expanding your own power, expanding your light. Okay, yes, and you know, when it comes to money, you know, you say you're not there yet, but you're working on it. So working on it is great. You know, it's important that we face our money situation. Not feeling there yet is relative. You know, I am working with people from all walks of life, and quite frankly, the subjective feeling of not having enough money or running out of money, or somehow feeling in stress about money, has nothing to do with the total income that you have. Someone who has a lot of money can feel even more stressed out, you know, because then comes the identification with this money, and then you know, there's even more fear then, you know, to lose the money. So, you know, to protect yourself from other people who try to take the money away, or, you know, who just love you because of your money, you know. So there's issues that can come with having a lot of money, all right, that are not to be underestimated. Yes, and of course we have a certain idea of how fast all this should go, or where we should be. And in the energy update for this week, I reminded everybody to focus on the essential. Okay, what is it that you truly need to feel safe? You know, you don't need to have a lot of money to feel safe. If you know, oops. Okay, if you are really clear about this, you don't need to have a million whatever currency on your bank account to feel safe. All right, this is subjective for all of us. But when we are not there yet, then we come up with an idea of how we can do this. And oftentimes we get into this frustration that it doesn't go fast enough. What we need to do in those cases is that we need to back up a little, okay? Have a good strategy for making more money, or my personal tip is for making money in a better way, all right? This is, you know, an energy thing here, you know, how you handle your money. And that's why I think it's very, very important to talk about money in conjunction with spirituality, because you can't really exclude this from your journey. All right, if you are not able to pay your bills, if you're not able to pay your rent or buy food for your kids, you know, all this spiritual talk is just blah blah. All right, and energetically, you know, you are under the effects of, you know, what it does to you when you don't feel safe, when you don't feel secure, when you don't feel the right to be here, when you don't feel that you have enough self-worth. Okay, so this is very, very important, guys, that you take this to heart. The metaphysical, spiritual view on money is that it's energy, it's neutral, it's just like love, just like beauty, just like health. It is a non-linear representation, you know, of abundance. And the money itself is, so to speak, the 3D manifestation of it. Okay, so money is the abundance, you know, reflects the abundance that you have in your life. And when, you know, you constantly feel like you don't have enough money, then you get sort of sucked into this lack and the scarcity mindset. And scarcity mindset affects people all over the world in a very negative way, especially empaths, all right? Because there are, of course, some abundance blocks, some beliefs around money that we need to clear out, okay? And we'll talk about this here in a second, but it's mostly that you understand that, you know, the energy around us and, you know, the one that you radiate out, they're in constant interaction, okay? And if you don't feel worth enough, okay, then it's very difficult for you to to actually see how this interacts with outer energies, okay? And this is why I recommend you guys to start from within, okay? If you want to change your financial situation, you need to start with your mindset. You need to start with your emotions about money. You need to start with, you know, like your general understanding of energies, okay? So let's talk about abundance here for a moment, because abundance is the resonance, the energetic resonance that brings in money, okay? Abundance is also the resonance that brings in health, that brings in beauty, that brings in love, that brings in, you know, happy relationships, that brings in careers that you really love, that brings in sort of the more, the beyond in your life, okay? And money plays a big role in this, as you all know, okay? Yeah, sure, you can sit there and meditate all day, all right? But that's not really gonna enable you to pay for experiences that can help you evolve. There's a lot that you can do from, you know, through your inner journey, but then comes the physical manifestation that needs to happen, the integration, as we call this. All right, so without the integration of abundance into your physical 3D life, okay, something gets stuck in you, and that is from an energetic point of view, that your energy isn't really interacting correctly, okay? And to point this out, when it comes to abundance, you know, it's not, I'm not talking about greed. See, greed is more or less a coping mechanism of our ego with the idea that money or energy isn't fully available to you. So in a state of abundance, you don't really need to get anything or to have anything or to own anything. That is correct. But it's because you know that it's abundantly available, and if you need it, it will be provided for you. So this is what abundance means. And in order to get to this place, you know, we need to really feel that things are abundantly available. You know, if we clamp on our purse, if we get frugal, or, you know, if we clamp on our relationships, you know, if we don't open up, if we don't connect with others, you know, then we are inhibiting abundance from within. Anything in your life where you sort of, you know, put the lid on, or try to maintain, try to hold on to things, all right, really inhibits, you know, this expansion, you know, into abundance. So as you can tell, you know, abundance has a lot to do with trusting in your energy to manifest what it is that you need to feel safe, what it is that you need to grow, and what it is that you need to excel. And, you know, the scarcity mindset that, you know, collectively that we all have comes from, you know, our societies that keep sort of want us to buy things, okay? And we talked about the externalization, you know, of our powers and the externalization of our happiness in the first episode a little bit, is when we keep looking for fulfillment or happiness or purpose on the outside. This is related to money, guys, all right? Then we think we always have to go out and get it, or go out and have it, or if we have something, to hold on to it and clamp it down. But energetically, what it does to us is that it shuts this down. So I see a lot of you guys, you know, being able to shift your energy, to go into abundance, and then as soon as something comes in, you clamp up, you know, you hold on to it, because now the fear, you know, of how it was in the past, you know, is taken over and is consuming you. And in that moment, you're shutting it down. In that moment, you know, you're going backwards in your abundance. All right, so it's really important to not go into this fear of the past. That is the fear of the fear, guys, or the fear of the pain. All right. Instead, we need to work on actively shifting our energies when we catch this. And I need some more hearts here from you guys. This has gotten awfully quiet. Keep sharing with us. Let others know what you do to shift or to tune back into your abundance when you catch yourself in that place. What helps you to shift into your abundance again? Yes, and I'm reading your chat, the chat with you here. I feel prompted to invest, but I don't feel secure financially. So, you know, every attempt to move forward, you know, is more, you know, sort of like a risk for you. Okay, I get this. This is a lot of or a common problem, you know, that when we kind of have a good feel, a lot of empaths have a really good feeling for the future. And actually, if you would translate that into, you know, the stock market or cryptocurrency market, you know, then you could make some good money with it. But we don't trust it, okay, because we don't trust in our inner feelings. Our inner feeling can tell us if something is expansive or not. And so we need to learn to trust in that and have the courage to act on it so that we can become more congruent. Yes, Denise, self-love helps. Why does self-love help? Self-love has to do with, you know, us really appreciating ourselves, really going into, you know, focusing on what we have at the moment. So this then, you know, creates a spiritual practice, and that is, instead of being afraid of lack in the future, to consciously discipline ourselves to focus on what we have right now and to see the abundance in the present moment. And, you know, I promise that we're going to talk about the mechanics of the future here in an episode. This is very important for active energy workers, or for those who are working on actively manifesting specific things. You have to send a positive feedback loop into the past and into the future. So if you keep on focusing on lack, guys, or on greed, what you're doing is you're basically setting yourself up for lack in the future. Okay. Yes, and you have to go into the feeling too. That's right, baby. You have to be able to feel it like as if it's already there. So there are some things that you can do, you know, to surround yourself with abundance, to surround yourself with beauty. Beauty is another symbol of abundance. We talked about spending time in nature yesterday. Actually, spending time in nature can help you shift into your abundance as well. But also surrounding yourself with you know, places or people who have all this, you know, already manifested. You know, to take a walk in a neighborhood where there's a really beautiful homes, where there's really beautiful gardens and so forth. To go into the part of your city, you know, that has, you know, this richness in culture, in music. You know, those are all tools to link into your abundance. You know, to cave in your home and you know, to be depressed about your financial situation is making it worse, guys. All right. Even if you just go out to connect with others, it can already help you to shift into your abundance, because connection with others is also part of your abundance. And we're going to talk about this tomorrow a little bit. You know, true connection is needed to really tune into trust and abundance at the same time. So you have to be willing to be truly you, you know. So to meet with others and constantly complain about how, you know, your money situation and so forth isn't going to do it. You have to like really go into this place where you know, open yourself up, maybe even be a little vulnerable. I said this a few days ago. If you you know, go to Christmas events here in the next couple of days and you couldn't afford to buy something, then make something on your own. You know, tap into the abundance of your own creativity. And self-love plays a big role with this, because you have to really love what you're doing. When you love what you do, okay, everything, you know, basically, you love what you think, what you feel, what you express, you know, what you do, then you automatically going into a higher level of abundance, okay? Yes, Sandy, that's a good point. You have this inner knowing that it will always be there. That is a very good description of what it feels like when you're tuned into abundance. Yes, and having gratitude for what you have is very important. Trusting, that's what you guys have figured out. Yes. So these things are very, very important. And, you know, if you have just a little bit of connection, maybe with music, with, you know, with your voice, maybe with exercise, you know, it's really important that you allow yourself to go wide, you know, and to stretch yourself, okay? So there is a limitation as to how much abundance your energy body can hold. Each and every one of us has a little bit of a container. We call this the light capacity, all right? And in the process of attuning to abundance, you are increasing your light body, you're increasing your capacity. And this is really what is happening with this global awakening. You know, this is part of your awakening stage, is that you suddenly feel things are expanding, okay, but your body is kind of lagging behind a bit, and this is why we have so many physical symptoms. I did a couple weeks ago in an energy update point out for people who have issues with weight loss that it is very common, you know, that when you suppress this expansion, when you suppress your abundance, you know, and right now this is a collective experience, this is a planetary experience, even the planet Earth is expanding. You know, and you don't grow in your mind, in your spirituality, in your emotionality, okay, then it's very common that this expansion ends up to be limited to your body, and then you gain weight. So those of you, you know, who have weight issues, you know, it's often related to abundance and money issues, all right? Just make that connection. And if, you know, you're in this place, then ask yourself, how else could I expand? You know, so that you don't have to expand in a physical way. Yes. So what is it that you guys do to help yourself out of these situations? These moments where you kind of want to freak out a bit, you know, about money. How do you do this? Well, as I have already you know, recommended pretty much every day, you know, I always start with taking a breath, you know, sighing, maybe humming, acknowledging that I'm feeling a little afraid about money, okay, but then centering within. And God, by the way, I love the hearts that you're sending me here on Instagram. It's awesome. that's my abundance, okay, so send me more. more. Yeah, so, you know, I always start with centering and grounding, okay? So for you guys, especially here for these next weeks, and, you know, that are a little tricky, okay? Make sure that you ground yourself well, and in order to consciously work on your abundance, stretch. Do a lot of stretching, okay? Everybody can do this, okay? Stretch your physical body so that your energy body can grow, so that you can expand with it, so you don't have to put on weight, okay? Stretch. All right. Yes, and we're coming to an end here for today. I don't want the recordings to be too long. It's wonderful. Yes, when it comes to gatherings now over the Christmas days, for those of you who celebrate Christmas, yes, be abundant about your friends, about other people. You know, let them invite you, or you invite them. This creates abundance for you, okay? The last question here that I want to answer is the one that we started with, namely, is money, wanting to have money, having a lot of money, or not having money, is this spiritual? The answer is yes, but only as much as any other type of energy is. So I want you guys to really understand that love and health and happiness and joy and money are all just 3D representations of energy. They're neutral. And whether or not you are able to hold it in your life has to do with your energetic alignment and your mindset. Okay, so if you believe that you are not worth it, or that you don't deserve it, or that there isn't enough love out there, and you clamp down, you are actively sabotaging yourself. Okay, so I really want to make this clear here that, you know, to see money as part of your spiritual journey. It is not unspiritual to wanting to have money, to, you know, enjoying money. That is not unspiritual. In fact, there is this myth out, sorry guys, there's this myth, you know, that you need to be sort of you know, that you can't really have money, or that money isn't spiritual, comes from the hippie time. Okay, this is a way, you know, to basically justify that we don't want to take care of our personal 3D life, and it's a lie. We're lying to ourselves, because you cannot really operate in this world without money and without financial stability. Do you need to be a millionaire? No, I've already mentioned this is subjective. Okay, but your ability to spiritually create and hold money, okay, is directly related to, you know, your abundance. And your abundance, you know, is something that has to do with your awakening. Okay, so that you can choose not to wanting to own money, that's fine, but don't use, you know, the lack of money as a sort of front, you know, fake front for being spiritual. It is not spiritual to be poor, you know. Sorry guys, you know. Yes, I know. So let's close up here with an announcement for the So Spiritual Challenge. Starting on the 3rd of January, we're going to do a total makeover with those of you who would like to volunteer. We're going to show you how to change your life, literally, including your finances, in 10 days with only 30 minutes a day. And those of you who want to volunteer for this, you need to be willing, you know, to share with us, to do testimonials, to do before after things, and maybe posting a video here and there. So if you would like to volunteer for this total makeover and you know, really tuning into how to be spiritual, all right, then send me an email at jona@transcodes.com. Connect with the forum, and starting today I'm going to do announcements when we have facilitators that do meditation or discussion groups that, you know, have sort of spiritual or conscious living communities. And there's one coming up tomorrow in St. Petersburg, Florida. So if you live on the West Coast or Central Florida or wherever in Florida and you feel lonely tomorrow, you don't have to. There is Recover Your Heart, led by Roger Schwartz, who is facilitating a conscious living meetup. You know, it's like meditating together for 20 minutes, just being together, connecting together, for those of you who are not celebrating with family, or who, you know, just are looking to connect with like-minded. Okay, so tomorrow on the 25th, on Christmas Day, in St. Petersburg, from 2 to 4 p.m. In the flesh, so to speak. All right, guys, don't forget to push the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Yes, all the videos that we're producing live here are going to be edited and posted on the YouTube channel. And subscribe to my email if you want to be super sort of up to date on everything. I see you tomorrow. Merry Christmas to all of you in Australia, Japan, New Zealand, and Europe. And I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, right after Santa came to our house. I got to go back to baking Christmas cookies. Bye-bye, guys. Thank you.